My name is Elena Whitaker. I'm 31 years old, and I didn't know my life was about to split cleanly into a before and an after until 7:42 p.m. on a Tuesday, while I was sitting alone in a Seattle hotel room, balancing my laptop on a suitcase and eating lukewarm room service pasta I didn't remember ordering. I was 3 days into a 5-day work trip. Enterprise rollout, long hours, polished smiles, the kind of trip where you live in conference rooms and pretend exhaustion is a personality flaw instead of a job requirement. Before I left, everything had felt normal, comfortably normal, too normal. Marcus, my boyfriend of 3 years, had driven me to the airport, kissed my forehead, joked about how quiet the apartment would be without me reorganizing the fridge, asked me to bring him back those ridiculous chocolate-covered espresso beans I always bought at Pike Place. We'd been living together for 18 months. My apartment, my lease, my furniture, my utilities. He contributed when he could, which usually meant groceries and enthusiasm. That night, I was scrolling Instagram during a break between slides when I saw it. At first, my brain refused to process what my eyes were seeing. A photo. Bright, crisp, carefully framed. Date night with Bae. Marcus, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in months, his arm around a woman's waist. Not just any woman. Claire Bennett, his ex-girlfriend. She was wearing the navy dress, the one I'd bought him for his birthday dinner last year because he said he wanted something grown up. The one he'd claimed he only wore on special occasions. They were sitting at Morton's Steakhouse, the expensive one, the kind of place you don't accidentally end up at. His watch visible, her head tilted toward him, the caption glowing like a slap. I checked the timestamp. Posted 23 minutes ago. I stared at my phone until the screen dimmed. 3 years. 3 years of shared routines, inside jokes, long-term plans spoken carefully like fragile glass. And he'd posted proof of cheating like I was already a memory. My first instinct was chaos. Call him. Demand answers. Let anger do the talking. Then something colder settled in because I remembered who Marcus's parents were. Thomas and Lorraine Bennett. Devout, traditional, unforgiving. The kind of parents who still believed we slept in separate bedrooms when we visited. Who had once made us sit through a 2-hour lecture about moral appearances after finding out we lived together. Marcus had lied to them for years. About everything. About sharing a bed. About weekend wine tastings. About the life he was actually living. And now, without meaning to, he'd handed me a loaded weapon, so I didn't call him. I screenshot the photo. Opened Facebook. Found Lorraine Bennett's profile. Bible verses. Every morning at 6 a.m. without fail. I sent her the image with one sentence. Mrs. Bennett, I thought you should see what Marcus chose to post publicly while I'm away on business. I'll be handling our living situation when I return. Elena. Then I booked an earlier flight. $400 to come home a week early. Worth every cent. I reserved a U-Haul for Saturday morning. Texted my coworker Maya, who'd been crashing with friends after her divorce. Room opening up. $1,200. Interested? Her reply came instantly. Are you serious? Completely. I'm in. When? Saturday. Then I muted Marcus's number and went back to work. The fallout started within the hour. Texts, calls, voicemails, piling up like debris after a storm. What did you do? My mom is losing her mind. This isn't what it looks like. Claire is just a friend. She's going through a rough time. You didn't have to involve my parents. From his sister Jenna, you're petty and insecure. You're ruining his life over dinner. From Lorraine. Elena, we need to speak. Please have Marcus call me immediately. We are praying for you both. I didn't respond. That night, Marcus called 29 times. Left voicemails I deleted without listening. Then came the Instagram stories. Black screen, white text. When someone you love tries to destroy your reputation instead of trusting you. I laughed out loud. Soft. Humorless. The next morning, the story shifted. Yes, I had dinner with a friend. No, I didn't cheat. Some people love drama. The comments filled fast. Men are so controlling. You deserve better. Red flag behavior. I almost cracked. Then I remembered the dress. You don't wear your special occasion dress to comfort an ex. I screenshot everything, saved it. Friday went quiet. No posts, no messages. That silence was worse than the noise. Saturday morning, my plane landed at 9:12 a.m. Marcus was waiting at baggage claim, and he wasn't alone. Jenna stood beside him, and Claire, arms crossed, lips tight, hovered just behind. Marcus rushed toward me. Elena, please, let me explain. I stepped aside. You can explain to your parents, I said calmly, his face drained of color. What does that mean? I picked up my bag. It means I'm going home, I said, and you're not. The walk through the airport felt surreal. Marcus followed half a step behind me, talking fast. Like if he kept speaking, I wouldn't have room to think. Elena, you're blowing this out of proportion. Claire's been having a hard time. You know how long we dated. She doesn't have many people left. I was just being supportive. I didn't slow down. Jenna cut in from my other side. You always do this. You go nuclear instead of talking things out. You didn't even ask him what happened. I stopped near the exit, finally turned around. What happened, I said calmly, is that my boyfriend posted a public date night photo with his ex-girlfriend while I was on a business trip. In my apartment, wearing clothes I bought, at a restaurant we can't afford unless someone else is paying. Claire scoffed. It was dinner, one photo. You're acting like we slept together on the table. Marcus winced. Claire, I raised a hand. Don't. People were staring now. A family with suitcases slowed as they passed. A man pretending to check his phone lingered too long. I looked at Marcus. Really looked at him. You brought backup, I said. That tells me everything I need to know. Please, he said, voice cracking. Just come home and talk. You can go to your home, I replied. I'm going to mine. His eyebrows knit together. What does that mean? Ask your parents, I said. They're very invested in your living situation now. Jenna exploded. You can't just kick him out. He lives there. He stays there, I corrected, because I let him. Marcus grabbed my arm. Elena, you can't do this. I have rights. I gently removed his hand. You're not on the lease, I said. You're a month-to-month guest. I reached into my bag and handed him an envelope. Here's your 30-day notice. His hands shook as he opened it. You printed this? He whispered. Yes. You planned this? I prepared, I said. There's a difference. His face went pale. Jenna shouted, This is emotional abuse. Claire muttered, Wow, so cold. I picked up my bag again. I'll see you at the apartment, briefly. He beat me there. When I pulled into the parking lot with the U-Haul an hour later, Marcus was already on the balcony, phone raised, recording. I'm documenting this harassment, he yelled down. Maya looked at me from the passenger seat. Is he serious? Unfortunately, I said, yes. Inside, the apartment felt wrong. Too quiet. Too tense. Marcus had barricaded himself in the bedroom. Elena, he shouted through the door. You can't just steal everything. We're taking my things, I replied evenly. You can stay in there. Half this stuff is mine. The throw pillows are yours, I said. So is the wine rack. We started packing. The couch, the dining table, the TV, my desk, the bookshelves. Everything I'd bought, piece by piece, long before Marcus moved in. He burst out of the bedroom when we lifted the television. You can't take that. We watch Netflix on it. Maya's jaw tightened. You didn't pay for it. Marcus screamed, actually screamed. You're leaving me with nothing. That's when he called the police. 2 officers arrived 20 minutes later. Marcus ran to them, breathless, pointing. She's stealing everything. She's kicking me out. The older officer sighed like he'd already lived this day. Sir, he said, are you on the lease? No, but did you purchase these items? We bought them together. I handed over my phone. Receipts, dates, my credit card. Every purchase. The younger officer nodded. She's within her rights. Marcus's voice cracked. This is financial abuse. The older officer shook his head. Breaking up isn't abuse. Let them finish. Civil court exists for a reason. That's when the elevator doors opened, and Thomas Bennett stepped out, full suit, on a Saturday. He took in the scene in silence. Boxes, police, his son, red-faced and shaking. Marcus Alexander Bennett, he said. Marcus froze. Sir, Thomas said to the officers, thank you. We'll handle this. He turned to me. Elena, may we speak privately? We stepped aside while Maya and the movers kept loading. I don't approve of how you informed us, Thomas said. I don't approve of being humiliated publicly, I replied. Marcus swore nothing physical happened. Thomas's jaw tightened. Would you tolerate Lorraine posting photos with another man like that? No, I said. Neither would he. What would it take for you to reconsider? He asked quietly. A time machine, I answered. He nodded once. I'll see that Marcus leaves within the week. He has 30 days legally. He'll be gone sooner. He turned back toward his son with a look that could freeze fire. Marcus didn't leave. Instead, he escalated. Instagram posts about surviving abuse. LinkedIn essays about toxic partners. Friends piling on. Then the demand letter arrived. $15,000. Furniture value, pain and suffering, return of gifts. I forwarded it to my cousin Rachel, a lawyer. She laughed so hard she had to put the phone down. Oh, this is beautiful, she said. We're counterfiling. That's when Marcus went nuclear. He called my job, told HRI was unstable. Fortunately, my manager already knew. The final lie came 3 days later. He told his parents I'd been physically abusive. Thomas called me immediately. I sent him my flight records, hotel receipts, conference photos, silence. Then, we're coming tomorrow. The next morning, Thomas and Lorraine arrived with a moving truck. Lorraine smiled sweetly at her son. Pack your things, she said, or we'll pack them for you. Marcus broke down. Real tears this time. And when Claire showed up halfway through, saw Thomas, and left without a word, I knew the truth was worse than even I'd imagined. Marcus thought the worst was over once his parents showed up. I could tell. There was a flicker in his eyes when Thomas took control, relief mixed with entitlement, like this was finally going to be handled for him, like adults stepping in meant consequences would soften. He underestimated how angry disappointment can be. They packed his things fast, not gently, not vindictively, efficiently. Lorraine folded his clothes with the same precision she used to iron church blouses. Thomas supervised, saying little, his silence heavier than yelling. Marcus hovered uselessly, alternating between sulking and pleading. This is my home, he kept saying. Thomas didn't look at him. No, this is where you were staying. When they finished, Marcus stood in the doorway, boxes stacked by the elevator, eyes red and unfocused. I loved you, he said to me quietly. I met his gaze. You loved what I provided, I replied. That's not the same thing. Thomas placed a firm hand on his son's shoulder and guided him out. The door closed behind them. And just like that, the apartment went quiet. Not empty, peaceful. The next few days were strange. The adrenaline wore off. The noise faded. What remained was a low hum of tension, like the echo after something explodes. Marcus didn't disappear quietly. He posted constantly. Long captions about starting over with nothing. Black and white selfies, vague references to betrayal and survival. At first, the comments were sympathetic. Then people started asking questions. His aunt commented once, just one sentence. Didn't you post a date night photo with another woman? The comment vanished within minutes. By day 3, the tone shifted. People noticed inconsistencies. Screenshots circulated. Whispers replaced applause. That's when Marcus changed tactics. Suddenly, Claire was everywhere. Her car in my assigned parking spot. Her voice echoing through my former living room in Instagram stories. Wine glasses clinking on my balcony. Maya texted me a photo. Isn't that the woman from the post? Yep. He's trying to provoke you. He's helping my case, I replied. I documented everything. Dates, times, photos, lease violations, overnight stays. Then came the lawyer letter. Again, same demands, bigger threats. I forwarded it to Rachel. Her response was immediate. Oh, he's panicking, she said. That's what this is. He's losing control. She sent back a formal eviction confirmation, complete with court date. That's when Marcus did the one thing I hadn't fully prepared for. He tried to burn my life down. He called my office again. This time, he told them I was unstable and dangerous, that I'd threatened him, that he feared for his safety. HR flagged it immediately. My manager, bless her, called me into her office and shut the door. "Elena," she said gently, "we know this isn't true, but we need documentation." I handed her a folder. Screenshots, receipts, police report reference numbers. She exhaled slowly. "You did everything right," she said. "We'll handle it." Marcus escalated online. LinkedIn posts about narcissistic partners in professional spaces. He didn't name me. He didn't have to. Mutual connections figured it out fast. I didn't respond. I let the truth keep pace. Then came the lie that crossed the final line. Thomas called me immediately. "Elena," he said, voice tight, "Marcus has made serious allegations." I stayed calm. "Tell me the date," I said. "The 15th. "I was in Seattle," I replied. "I can send proof." Plane tickets, hotel invoices, conference photos. Then Thomas spoke again. "I see." I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. "Your son needs help," I said quietly. "Yes," he replied. "He does." The next morning, Thomas and Lorraine arrived with a moving truck and 3 men from their church. Marcus tried to refuse them entry. Lorraine smiled sweetly. "Honey," she said, "you can either pack your things yourself or we'll do it for you." "You can't make me go with you," Marcus shouted. Thomas finally raised his voice. "We can stop paying your phone bill, your car insurance, and the credit card you think we don't know about." Marcus went very still. Lorraine tilted her head. "Choose wisely." That's when the final truth dropped. Lorraine turned to me. "His ex, Claire," she said softly. "Her husband called me." My stomach tightened. "They're not separated," Lorraine continued. "They're in counseling, trying to save their marriage." The room felt colder. "She said Marcus told her you were controlling, that you were unstable, that you were keeping him trapped." Marcus collapsed into a chair. Not dramatic. Defeated. They packed his belongings in under 2 hours. When Claire pulled up halfway through, saw Thomas standing there, and drove away without getting out of the car, I almost laughed. Almost. At the door, Marcus turned to me one last time. "I did love you," he said. I didn't respond. Thomas guided him out. The truck doors closed, and for the first time since this began, I slept through the night. 2 months later, the noise finally died. Marcus moved back home, which in the Bennett household meant curfew, mandatory church, therapy, no dating. Claire vanished completely. Her husband filed for divorce. He messaged me once. Just once. "Thank you for the truth." Marcus tried one last time. A new number. A long text. "I'm in therapy now. I understand what I did was wrong. Claire wasn't worth losing you. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know I'm working on myself." I deleted it. Because he still didn't understand. It was never about choosing between 2 women. It was about respect, trust. And the moment he decided my absence meant my relationship was optional. The condo is quiet now. Maya's a great roommate. Pays rent on time. Cleans up after herself. Peace is addictive. And the best part, I didn't have to destroy him. I just told the truth and let it do the rest. Life doesn't snap back to normal after something like that. It settles. Slowly. Carefully. Like dust after a demolition. The weeks after Marcus left were oddly anticlimactic. No more frantic calls, no new legal threats, no dramatic posts about survival or rebirth. Just silence, punctuated by the occasional rumor drifting back through mutual acquaintances. Apparently, once his parents took control, the narrative collapsed. Thomas didn't bankroll the lawsuit. Lorraine didn't entertain the abuse story. And Marcus, stripped of the audience he'd been performing for, had nowhere left to posture. Rachel confirmed it a month later. "His lawyer withdrew," she said casually. "Funding issue." Translation? Daddy said no. The eviction case was dismissed as resolved. No countersuits, no court drama, just done. That was the thing Marcus never understood. I didn't want revenge. I wanted my life back. The apartment transformed quickly once the chaos was gone. Maya moved in officially. We rearranged the furniture, painted the spare room, replaced the heavy curtains Marcus had insisted on with lighter ones that let the morning in. Peace is subtle. It's not fireworks or dramatic speeches. It's not a triumphant soundtrack. It's opening your door at night and knowing exactly what or who isn't waiting on the other side. My promotion came through in early spring. The Seattle deployment had gone better than expected. Clients happy, metrics exceeded, leadership noticed. Marcus tried to spin that too, from what I heard. Told people I'd thrown myself into work to avoid accountability. The irony almost hurt. I ran into him once, 2 months after everything ended. Target. Household aisle, of all places. He was with his parents. Church clothes. Buttoned down. Smaller somehow. He saw me first. His face lit up with something like hope, and for half a second he started toward me. Thomas's hand landed on his shoulder. Firm. Final. Marcus stopped. Lorraine caught my eye and nodded. Not warm, not cold, respectful. They turned down another aisle, leaving him between them like a chastened teenager. I stood there holding a pack of light bulbs, heart oddly steady. That was closure. 3 weeks later, Marcus tried again. New number, long message. No accusations this time. No self-pity. Just confession wrapped in therapy language. I see things differently now. I understand my patterns. I hurt you. Claire wasn't worth losing you. That last line told me everything. He still thought the loss was comparative, as if the problem was the wrong woman. Not the wrong behavior. Not the entitlement. Not the deception. Not the moment he decided my absence meant permission. I didn't reply, because growth doesn't require an audience. Claire resurfaced briefly. A mutual acquaintance mentioned she'd deleted most of her social media, that her husband had finalized the divorce, that she'd moved out of state for a fresh start. Marcus never mentioned her again. In his parents' house, there was no room for convenient friendships or morally flexible explanations. From what I heard, his life had shrunk. No spontaneous trips, no late nights, no curated narratives, just rules, structure, accountability. Poetic justice doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like being 32 years old and needing permission to leave the house after dark. People ask me if I regretted involving his parents, friends, coworkers, even my sister. Wasn't that too far? Didn't it escalate things? Wouldn't it have been easier to just confront him? Maybe. But here's the truth no one likes to admit. Marcus didn't betray me privately. He betrayed me publicly. He posted that photo knowing I'd see it, or knowing he didn't care if I did. He curated a story where I was optional, replaceable, dramatic. All I did was make sure the people funding his life saw the same version of him the rest of the internet did. I didn't twist the truth. I forwarded it. Dating came later. Not immediately. I needed time to recalibrate my instincts, to trust my own perception again. Eventually, I met someone at a climbing gym. Nothing dramatic. No declarations. Just someone who showed up on time, paid their own bills, and didn't confuse boundaries with control. Revolutionary concept. Marcus would have hated him, which felt like a bonus. The last update came quietly. Rachel texted me one afternoon. FYI. Marcus's parents paid off his credit card debt and closed the account. Condition: therapy and financial independence plan. I smiled at my phone, not because I wished him harm, but because consequences had finally arrived without me having to enforce them. The truth had done the work. People love to say, take the high road. What they mean is, be quiet so things stay comfortable for everyone else. I didn't scream. I didn't threaten. I didn't destroy his property or his reputation. I sent one screenshot to the right people and let the truth ripple outward. Marcus wanted a double life, lying to me and lying to them. Now he lives a single one, under supervision, under rules, under accountability. And me, I sleep peacefully. I trust my silence. And I've learned something important. When someone shows you who they are on social media, believe them. Screenshot it. You never know when you'll need receipts.